Hey guys, what's up? It's Grand Strategy Boy here. So we are going to continue on our campaign here. We're going to start with a conquest of Phrygia and the remaining territories that lead me down to Egypt. As you can see there, my economy is doing pretty okay. I am dealing with some fairly high risk of expansion. However, I am not terribly concerned about it because most of our culture is Hellenic, so I am going to swap back over to the bellicose stance there, just to make sure I can get the max amount out of Phrygia. Now, as I said before, I am balancing out between the bellicose and the appeasing stance, just to make sure that I don't have to worry about too much aggressive expansion if I do have any non-culture pops. The war against Phrygia went really smooth. This peace deal here is pretty straightforward. I did manage to take most of the sea-bound territory and give myself a nice little inlet into both Persia and into Egypt. So I will prep for a war with most likely Egypt next. I have a couple of smaller neighbors that I need to take out, including Judea that you see down there. But those wars should go fairly quickly and smooth since they're such small adversaries. As you can see now with the finished map, it gave me my borders I wanted. I did take Babylon, so that's one more city towards the Argead Empire that I needed, which is good news. This city of Babylon also is built up pretty well by the Seleucids in this game, and now the Persians slash Phrygians have all together built it into a pretty solid city, so I will enjoy having that and the boosts that come with it. Also conquered Tyros there, but not a big deal. They're a pretty small city on the coast, so at least in this game. Just like Persepolis is a settlement. Fantastic, right? Alright. So here we're going to start prepping to go to war with our southern neighbors, and then also Judea. Double checking my missions here. As you can see, we're starting to actually make some good progress, just swapping, like I said, swapping back and forth, back to appeasing for a minute, just before I go to war. I do have a leader that gives me an extra 0.20 reduction, or 20% reduction in aggressive expansion, which is also super handy. I am at war with these people below me here. Going very quickly. They're obviously quite small. They didn't really stand a chance. This is mostly just a walkover war. I will be going to war with Judea following that, and that should give me my inlet that I need into Egypt, so it should roll pretty quickly. Alright, so... Alright, here we go. Peace deal. Nice and easy here. 0 aggressive expansion, which is fantastic. I'll try and lower it a little bit with the executing all of those and banishing the others. Alright. Our war goal against Judea is ready, but as you can see down below there, Egypt is invading, so I am going to have to probably declare war on both of them to make sure I can take all of Judea. Shouldn't be too much of a headache. Judea does have quite a few cohorts in their army, but most of those are mercenaries that are way off in the middle of Phrygia. I did weaken Phrygia enough that they had some success against them. I have 2 claims against Egypt here. This Philistine area is actually directly next to my territory, and I want to start a chain into Egypt. It's going to take me multiple wars because Alexandria generates so much war score to take. And they also wrecked my economy, as you can see there. So Judea is basically under my control. I pushed Egypt out of there, I've taken all of their territory, should be able to settle for a fairly low aggressive expansion cost of 5. I do still have 65, but that's not a big deal. The Egypt war, since I'm going to take Alexandria in the first war, is not actually going to give me all that high of aggressive expansion, but it's just going to cost a lot in war score. So it's going to take a lot of time for me to take over enough territory. Alright. So all my stats are looking good. I am a little bummed out actually that my tyranny was going down because it does make my war scores harder to get what I need, but I luckily was able to max out at 99 with Alexandria, and there you see it's like very little territory, super low aggressive expansion, which is good for right now. I do want these islands here so that I can at least complete my hold on Greece, so I'm going to get rid of a couple of insignificant territories that I don't really need and bring my war score back to 100. And with that, That should be a solid peace deal with Egypt, and it gives me a land route back in there the next time I need to head there. Now, immediately after this, obviously conquest of Alexandria there, so that's one more city on the path to forming the Argead Empire. One thing to note is that I am going to turn right around and not even let my aggressive expansion drop and invade Persia. So as soon as my troops are in position over in Babylon, I am going to go. And I have just now moved them into position. And we're going to start this invasion. As you can see, quite a few troops massed on the border there. The other side of that territory right there, it's really hard to see, especially when the war breaks out, but that's actually their capital there. So it'll give me a huge boost to war score just right off the bat. I also took like the top left corner of their little empire there, in order to make sure that I could capture it right below Arbela there. So it should be a pretty easy and quick war for me. They don't even have enough manpower to reinforce their 101 legions, and I have 300,000 worth of troops on their borders to storm in, so it should go very smooth. And I don't think we'll even have any large engagements throughout the duration of this war, so we may just skip ahead to the peace deal, but if I run into any engagements, I'll cut them in here for you guys. Alright, as you can see there, still an empire, and you could also tell most of my population is Hellenic. That makes it really easy to handle my really high aggressive expansion. Alright, so I'm just starting out my deployment here, seeing where all my troops are being sent. Going to siege that fort right across the way there, because that leads to their capital right there, as you can see. Because it wasn't all that hard to see, like I said earlier. Few easy engagements. I am worried about them having armies from either side down here. So I'm throwing my strongest army south, hoping everything works out fine. I have noticed that my army composition differs quite a bit from what most people do. I know a lot of people stack really heavy infantry on theirs, and I stack a combination of heavy infantry, archers, and both types of cavalry. Alright, so this is actually the end of the war. There were no real engagements. The reason it looks so wonky and not pretty is because I wanted to take all the territories I could from the Persians. That actually included the cities I need for the Argead Empire. As you can see here, I am pretty gosh darn close. I've got 2 that I need left in Egypt, 2 that I need left in Persia, and 2 that I need left in Maria. That'll be the furthest extent there that I actually need to go to form the empire, but we will go further than that, I feel. Since it's only 657, I've got about 75 years, and I have a pretty large army, and my aggressive expansion is super well under control. So, it should be an easy expansion there. I just gotta be kinda tricky in order to get the actual territory I need from Persia, since it's in between me and like 3 other nations I don't want to have to go to war with, so I'll probably have to invade through Maria up to it. Alright, we're going to have our second and final war with Egypt here. As you can see, they only had 536 manpower. They're already hurting pretty bad. I'm sitting at 375k, and that number just keeps growing because my population's getting massive. Pretty simple war with Egypt, no real engagements at all. I just kind of had to like occupy nearly every one of their territories, and they basically surrendered, so that went over quite well. And I now have both of the territories that I need in order to reform the Argead Empire that I had to take from Egypt. As you can see, pretty fat peace deal there. Just finishing up some missions here, showing you guys what I generally like to take. I do really like the conquest ones. They are quite helpful, and gaining extra cores saves me politically. Alright, so I am about to invade Maria. I will note that I did invade the Persians. Took a significant chunk of territory that I'll show you guys in a second. Other than that, here is the territory, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.